Bikes versus Carros. Mova-se esteve na pré-estreia do documentário do diretor sueco Fredrik Gertten em São Paulo, que reuniu centenas de ciclistas e cicloativistas no Parque do Ibirapuera. O filme, em cartaz no Brasil a partir do dia 18 de junho, percorre diferentes cidades do mundo, como Los Angeles, São Paulo ou Toronto, e retrata a experiência de atravessar estas cidades sobre uma bicicleta, mas também no interior de carros. Traz depoimentos de ciclistas, motoristas, gestores públicos e urbanistas, mostra estatísticas e conta também histórias individuais dos personagens, como a da cicloativista brasileira Aline Cavalcante.
É uma alegria muito grande poder presenciar toda a transformação que São Paulo vive hoje, fazer parte desse filme. Foi um presente para mim, agradeço ao Fredrik, a todo mundo que me ajudou. E, putz, é só alegria, assim. Eu acho que, na verdade, a história está só começando, né? Esse filme, ele retratou um período muito importante para São Paulo, mas ele não é um final feliz, ele é um começo.
O diretor de Bikes versus Carros, Fredrik Gertten, veio ao Brasil para o lançamento do filme e conversou com o Canal Mova-se.
Why did you have the need to make a documentary about the duality of cars and bikes?
Well, first of all, I've always been interested in city planning and how cities work and why cities don't work. But we also live in an era of a global crisis of climate, global crisis of overspending the natural resources, and a global crisis in cities not working, cities going down, like São Paulo, where people spend like 3 hours in traffic every day. So it is an important story to tell, and it's also important to understand why the cities look like they do, because by understanding that we can also change them.
Do you think that cars and bikes can live peacefully in a city?
Cars and bikes can, of course, live peacefully. And I think everybody who drives a car and need to drive a car, they should love people on bikes. Because people on bikes, they are taking much less space. So actually, many of the people on bike could also afford a car. But when they're on a bike, they donate their own space to the other people who drive a car. So it's the biggest enemy for people in cars are other people in cars, because you compete about the space. The bike is giving you space. So of course you should love the bicyclist. But bicyclists, if you want more people to donate space and to be on bikes, you need more safe bike infrastructure. So everybody can go, so old people can go, and children and women, everybody could be on a bike, and then it will be much different.
Why did you choose São Paulo as one of the cities to shoot in?
Every story in the film has a local story, but also the local story with a global aspect. And São Paulo and Brazil is a growing economy where the middle class is growing, which is a good thing, of course. But the growth model is by consumption. So the car sales are booming. You sell so much more cars now, which in many other emerging economies. And I think that model is a dying model, but now we are kind of hearing the last moments of that model. And it's very sad, because poor people and poor families that now suddenly can buy their first cars for generation, they buy a car and they go out in the traffic and they just get stuck. So the dream of being happy in a car is now totally the opposite. If you want to be happy, you should be on a bike, not in a car.
How was the acceptance of the documentary in the countries you have been to?
I think the interesting thing is wherever I've been showing the film, people start to talk about their own city. Even if São Paulo is very present in the film, in Mexico, people start to talk about Mexico. If I go to the United States, to talk about their own cities. If I go to Sweden or to England or to other places, people talk about their own cities. And the problems you have here in São Paulo or in Rio and other cities are the same problems as most cities all over the world. So in that sense, you're not unique. It's a problem that nobody gets anywhere. It's a global problem.
Do you think people are yet to understand that urban mobility is a problem that affects us all?
I think urban mobility is a human right. I mean, we talk about we need democracy, we need free press and free speech, and we also have the right to mobility. And if we don't have mobility, it's very hard for for the economy to grow. It's very hard to have a happy population. So I think mobility is, I mean, if you can solve that in a way so everybody can be mobile, not only people in helicopters, you need to think about it. And this model of everybody having in a car is a dying model. So you have to change, you have to go in new directions. And it's of course about building denser cities, but it's also about creating human cities where the human beings are in the middle, not a machine that is driving very fast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
É possível ter uma cidade ciclável. É possível ter uma cidade de São Paulo parecida com Copenhague. Que a vida pode ser bem melhor, pode ser mais simples.
Inscreva-se no Mova-se, participe. Se quiser colaborar, envie fotos e vídeos sobre mobilidade urbana da sua cidade para o nosso WhatsApp